Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Leading analyst speculates that Deion Sanders' Cowboys move makes perfect sense. Perhaps the leading question concerning the Deion Sanders to the Dallas Cowboys move is, why? After all, Deion has turned Colorado into a household name, rectified the Buffs' struggles both in season and in recruiting, and made Colorado all around a place where so many want to be. Rich Eisen speculates that Coach Prime will simply have this effect wherever he goes, and Sanders knows it. No one is the Pied Piper of football more than Deion Sanders, Eisen stated. I loved it when I heard that Deion, he called him. I just think that makes such perfect sense. This is the perfect way for Jerry to bring all the attention to Dallas, to bring back one of his chosen people. He loves Deion, he loves the attention, he loves what it would mean. Stephen A. Smith said that Jerry would not want to share the spotlight with a coach like that. And I couldn't have disagreed more, because I think it makes perfect sense to bring in Deion Sanders. Once Deion comes, others will follow. If this is true, it's entirely possible Sanders could have the same effect on the Cowboys that he's had on the Buffs. After all, the Cowboys are most certainly in a time where they need a change, as they've become the laughingstock of the NFL this past year. Eisen has a point debunking Stephen A. Smith's claim that Jones wouldn't want to share the spotlight. The Cowboys owner has gone as far as to be described as enamored with the idea of Sanders coaching his team. So to answer the overarching question, it seems that Sanders may just be such a force that he'll be able to turn the tides of any franchise he's a part of. It'll just be a matter of his ability to coach at an NFL level, especially after missing the Big 12 championship and losing his bowl game to BYU. NFC East news: half of the division meets in the conference championship. Awards are in order after the rookie's historic season. Washington quarterback Jayden Daniels, who broke the NFL rookie quarterback single-season rushing record in leading the Commanders to the playoffs for the first time since 2020, is the 2024 Rookie of the Year and the Offensive Rookie of the Year, chosen in voting conducted by the Professional Football Writers of America, PFWA. Los Angeles Rams linebacker Jared Verse, who led NFL rookies in quarterback hits, pressures, and hurries, is the 2024 Defensive Rookie of the Year. Daniels, the second overall selection in the 2024 NFL Draft out of LSU, started all 17 games for the Commanders and completed 331 of 480 passes, 69%, sixth in the NFL, for 3,568 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and a passer rating of 100.1, seventh in the NFL. He also had 148 rush attempts for 891 yards, second most among NFL quarterbacks, and 6 touchdowns. He is the first player in NFL history to record over 1,000 passing yards and over 250 rushing yards in his first 5 career games. Daniels also is the first rookie and fifth player in NFL history to record a completion percentage of 80% or higher in 4 games in a season, and the sixth rookie QB to throw 5 touchdowns in a game. His 31 touchdowns, 25 passing, 6 rushing, and his 891 rushing yards are both second among all NFL rookies this season. Daniels' 3,568 passing yards is second among NFL rookies, and he also rushed for 55 first downs. He was the NFL Offensive Player of the Week in Week 3 and the NFL's Offensive Player of the Month for September. Daniels is the second player in Washington history to be selected as the PFWA's Rookie of the Year, as running back Mike Thomas captured the 1975 award. Daniels is also the second Washington player to be the PFWA's Offensive Rookie of the Year, joining quarterback Robert Griffin III, who won the award in 2012. The third matchup between Washington and Philly will be the rubber match. The Eagles will jump into their preparation this week to face Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, but they already know what's coming. They've seen Daniels twice this already season. "Oh, you know the challenge," All-Pro linebacker Zach Bond said on Sunday. "He's dynamic, he can throw the ball, he makes all his reads. He doesn't play like a rookie quarterback, and we're not going to treat him like one. The Eagles will host the Commanders on Sunday at 3 p.m. in the NFC Championship game at the Link. They get a home conference championship game after the Commanders shocked the number 1 seeded Lions on Saturday. Thanks to that upset on Saturday, the Eagles knew they weren't just playing for a trip to the NFC title game on Sunday, they were playing for the chance to host one. And they took care of business with a 28-22 win over the Rams. After the win, they had already started to their attention. As they now get ready to host the Commanders this coming Sunday, they don't need any reminders about how dangerous Washington's rookie quarterback can be. Cowboys on verge of losing perfect HC candidate thanks to Jerry Jones' ineptitude. The Dallas Cowboys head coaching search started out promising following the links to Deion Sanders, Robert Saleh, and Kellen Moore. However, it has taken a turn for the worse in recent days, which was really inevitable given Jerry Jones is overseeing the search. It never seemed realistic the Cowboys would consider Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson for the vacancy. That became official on Monday when the Bears hired Johnson following Detroit's shocking loss to the Commanders in the divisional round. Mere minutes after that news broke, Dallas announced it completed an in-person interview with Leslie Frazier for its HC opening. Insiders don't view Frazier as a serious candidate, so that was yet another slap in the face to fans. How about a couple more for good measure? On Tuesday, Ian Rappaport reported the Cowboys plan to interview offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. No other team in need of a new coach has showed any level of interest in Schottenheimer. But wait, there's more. It seems that Lions defensive coordinator Glen, one of the most coveted candidates this cycle, is on the verge of finding a home. The Jets have a second in-person interview with Glen on Tuesday. Per Rappaport, New York doesn't intend to let Glen leave Florham Park without a deal in place. There is a mutual interest on both sides, and if everything goes well, Glen will be named head coach. Glen is apparently very interested in the Jets' job, per Fox Sports insider Jordan Schultz. Glen had a second interview lined up with the Saints for Wednesday, but due to severe weather, New Orleans has rescheduled this week's round of in-person interviews for later in the week. It sounds like the Saints may not even get the opportunity to interview Glen for a second time. The Cowboys, meanwhile, haven't even put in a request to interview Glen. Schultz reported over the weekend that Dallas would have interest in Glen, but that may never come to fruition. Jerry Jones could have interviewed Glen, who is from Texas and played cornerback for the Cowboys from 2005 to 2006, before the divisional round, but he waited too long to make a decision on McCarthy. He should have known Glen's market would have moved fast once Detroit was eliminated. Perhaps the 82-year-old was banking on the Lions to advance. Maybe he's already decided to hire Kellen Moore and is just biding time until the Eagles season is over. Even if the Jets fumble the bag, we wouldn't count on Dallas to bring Glen in for an interview even though he has ties to the franchise. Jones has his own way of doing things. Apparently that includes ignoring the two most coveted candidates while interviewing names who haven't garnered a sniff of head coaching interest around the league. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Glen? Leave your opinion in the comments.